Here we are. Hello and welcome to Focus Board Online Workshop. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're joining us live, thank you again for making the time to do so. Or if you're watching on recording, hello, because we will send this out on recording to everybody today after the session. And also we'll send it to, we'll put it on YouTube as well so others can check it out and get focused for the new year, because it can be very overwhelming when we start a new year. Lots of things happening. So let's see if we can narrow our focus slightly to get ourselves looking at those important things that make a difference to how we live our lives. Here I am. I'm Julie Cliff. I'm a professional organizer and declutter coach. I call myself a declutter coach when I'm doing my hands-on organizing. Sorry, a professional organizer when I'm doing my hands-on organizing here in Melbourne, and a declutter coach when I'm running online sessions like this, because I am sharing the skills with you. I'm coaching you through the skills so that you can get yourself organized and to live the life that you want to live. I'm an executive assistant by trade, so 20 years as an administrator and executive assistant. So always enjoyed helping others get and stay organized in an office environment. And coming up to 8 years ago, started this business, Space and Time, as a professional organizer. And met a group of professional organisers here in Melbourne, and we still meet monthly, almost 9 years down the track, been meeting with those girls, and found that there is such a thing as going into people's homes and helping them declutter and get organised. I'm married, husband and 2 boys. Everybody is still in bed because it's holidays here at the moment, still in Melbourne. A couple of weeks of holidays left. My husband has gone back to work, but it's Saturday, so everyone's having a nice sleep in. So it's just me and you guys so far today. So thanks again for coming. What we need today, I hope you have received the emails that Mary Lou has sent out. Hi again, Mary Lou, now that we're on recording. She's my awesome virtual assistant and helps me do a lot of the admin and social media for Space and Time. Just allows me to be able to go out and work with the clients and be able to provide workshops like this to you guys without having to do all the admin in the background. So what we will need, and as I said, you would have seen in the email that she sent out yesterday, hopefully you printed off the handout. Otherwise, a piece of paper will be fine to jot any notes down. But hopefully you've got some crafting materials with you today, because we will make time to be able to actually start to create your own focus board today. We'll stop and spend some time on that. I'll have a bit of a break as well while we're creating the discs, which I'll tell you more about that shortly. So hopefully you've got some magazines or color paper, some texters or Sharpies, whatever you like to make it look a bit pretty. And I've got this little cup that I like to draw around. It's just a little clear cup. I'll tell you more about that again in a second. Some scissors. If you need a snack, we're going to be here for about an hour and a half. It might be a little bit shorter than that. We'll see how we go with the group. And a notebook if you want to jot anything down. So if you haven't got any of those things, or you need to quickly run around and do so, you're welcome to go and do that while we start the session and explain what this session is all about today. So what we're going to do today is have a look at how we can make life simpler by just identifying and staying focused on just a handful of projects over the next 12 months. As I said at the start of the session, life can be very overwhelming at the start of the new year. We think, oh, I'm going to cook all these awesome meals. I'm going to start a new health kick. I'm going to, all of these things that we think we need to do and start and change at the start of the year. So let's be a little bit more realistic and find some things that we're really passionate about and be able to stay focused on for the next 12 months, rather than just the next couple of weeks or couple of months. As I said, we're going to be here for about an hour and a half today. It will be recorded and we will post it on YouTube. So if you're happy to interact and ask questions and for that to be on YouTube, go ahead. Otherwise, if you want to continue to communicate with us, you can do so by the chat as well, which I'll be going through to look at that when I'm asking questions as we go through the session. But you're welcome to yell out and ask questions as we're going along as well. As I said, we will be having a bit of arts and craft today, so you can start to create your own board. And at the end of the session, I'm going to make a special offer to you to be able to continue to stay focused and use this focus board going forwards. We've got some workshops and some one-on-one coaching that I would like to be able to share with you to be able to, as I say, not have this just to be a fun thing to do on a Saturday morning. There's really something that we can work on over the next, 6, 12 months. The one-on-one coaching program goes for 6 weeks, so that we could really get stuck into those things that you end up putting on your focus board. So what we also would like to have a look at today is how can we make life less complicated by understanding how did it get complicated in the first place. So we're going to talk about that and how we end up taking on so much. Why are we so busy? So we are going to be talking about a lot about our time management and our to-dos and where all those to-dos and woulds and shoulds come from, and how we can get distracted by new ideas very easily. We will talk about those shiny objects that pop up today, and we're talking about that and how this focus board can help us get away from those shiny ideas. Those shiny ideas might be awesome, but maybe right now is not the time to do it, those new ideas. So let's have a think about those things and try and stay on target. And also we're going to have a look at our to-dos and really take some action by referencing the projects page that's in the handout. I think it's about page 4. So hopefully you've had a chance to spend some time on that. If you haven't, we will do so shortly. And we really want to make those projects a part of our daily life as well. So what is a focus board? Well, a focus board, as I've briefly described, is like a vision board, but it's a little bit easier to be able to put together. As I said, we should be able to get it done in this time we have together. If not, we'd love for you to be able to make time over the next 48 hours to finish it off and send me a copy just so it's done. But it's all about taking all this mumble jumble of ideas. And as I said, the woulds, the shoulds, the coulds, all those I'm going to get around to it, things and projects that are sort of displayed or shown there on the left, of just a bit of a mumble jumble of ideas, these little desks that we're going to talk about shortly. So all these different ideas, they might be work ideas, family ideas, anything that you would like to look at doing over the next 12 months. And we're going to make it a little bit more orderly and a little bit more organized in just a grid of, say, 9 projects. You can choose one from each of the projects headings, which is on that projects page on page 4. We've got health, finances, spiritual and community, personal development, relationships, business or professional, or fun. So you can end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 projects on that page. So you've got a little bit more scope to put another couple of things on there. Maybe it's for yourself or whatever it might be. So the focus board is getting all these ideas and getting clear on what is important and putting them on a board so that we can then put it into our lives every day. So here is my focus board for 2023. It's a bit of a mix of personal and business, because my business is such a big part of my life and my family's life. So I'm just going to quickly walk through it to give you some ideas on what mine looks like. Yours might look similar, it might be completely different, and I'll show you a couple of different ideas shortly as well. So I like to live my life being present, decisive, and inspiring. Obviously, the business needs to generate money, so there's some ideas there to be able to bring more money into the business. This year, the team is growing. As I said, I've got Mary Lou, Charlotte's going to be doing some work for us, Doreen, and also Lucy. So we've got a little team growing here in Melbourne, doing the hands-on work. So we're looking at doing some things with the team, and also always got in the back of the mind of putting a book together. So capturing all of our social media posts to bring together in a book down the track. Also looking at family and being proud and inspired by my boys' achievements. That's what that orange one says. Looking at human resources for the business, looking at documentations and manuals and things for the team, and also being a good keynote speaker and workshop presenter and working on them. And by doing more and more of them and getting feedback from the people that watch, please let me know what you think of this session today so I can grow and improve. And of course, two parts of our business is online programs and hands-on help. And oh, did I do that one twice? That was not very clever. So that was the, and then, of course, making money, the bottom line there, growing the business, networking, and the idea of doing some more YouTube and online sort of TV hosting on our own channel. So that's my board. As I said, yours might look similar, might be completely different, or it might look a bit like this one. I think this was Nikki's 2021 when we did this one. She did her digitally. I think she did it in Canva. So she's just got some beautiful projects there that she chose. She's got 8 of them for 2021. So yours might look something like that, or it might be completely different. I think this was Jenny's, and Jenny did register today. She's not online just at the moment, but hers was a little bit different, but using some of the resources that she had in her home. So as I said, it doesn't have to look a particular way. It's just a matter of I'm going to sit, we're going to make the time to do it, get focused and set some priorities today. So what we're going to do is start to make some of these discs for our focus board. As Jenny did, it can be looking completely different to the focus board that I've created, but there's some method in the madness on creating these discs. So they're just colored pieces of paper. These are some different ones I've used over the time. This says 2021. I think these numbers here that I had that I used in another year. And I also use these discs, which again is just with pieces of magazine and this little cup. I draw around it with a texter to capture ideas as well. Like I've got PR, like public relations, I've got HR written on here, I've got Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So sometimes I'll come up with an idea and I'll write it on one of these little discs and then can look at them later and prioritize them. So they're handy little things. They're a bit like a post-it note. And of course you could do this focus board with a post-it note, but as I said, there is method in the madness, because what we want to do is not be perfect about this. Because sometimes, and this is how I came about putting this focus board together, when I wanted to do a vision board, I'd be flicking through magazines and just couldn't find the perfect pictures that I wanted to add to my board. So that I came up with my own colorful discs to be able to just write the idea on it rather than having to spend hours and hours on it. Just get the job done. That old saying of done is better than perfect. So as it says there, you might not find exactly the pictures you want. Just make some block colors, maybe some white, some images. Don't get too pedantic about it and practice being imperfect. Again, that's the idea of making these discs. Don't know how long it's been since you've used texters and scissors, but it's nice, and I hope that you're starting to create these in the background as I'm talking, and just stop and rest and get something to draw around, a glass or a cup or a little, like I said, that plastic cup. I've got a little yogurt pot as well. It's a good size. And draw around and then get your scissors and neatly cut around. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but this mindful work is a beautiful way to start this board. And that is part of the method in the madness of creating these little discs. Again, there's no right or wrong. You could do it any way you want, and I would as I mentioned just before, would love for you to send me a copy of your focus board after we finish today, so I can see what you've done, and then we can help hold each other accountable to what you've put on your board. So go ahead, start drawing, start using your scissors and the texters. Look for photos in the magazine if you've got some magazines, if you would like to, and you can come up with some cute things along the way. There was one of the focus boards that I did a couple of years ago had this nice little heart, and it said I had interact daily with my family. So that was like a little heart that I had. So you can find images as well that represent what you're trying to achieve today. So go ahead and start while I continue to explain how this focus board works. Also, I'd like you, as you're creating those discs, to have a think about what are you keen to learn today? Why did you come along? Let us know, pop it in the chat and tell us why you thought a focus board might be handy, and what specifically are you looking to get out of the day, so that I can make sure that we are focused and we're going to be on track today. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to do that, and then we'll share your ideas in the chat. I'm going to put a timer on for 2 minutes. Let me do that with my watch. And I've just remembered I haven't got my water with me, so I'm going to go and do that while we've got the 2-minute timer on. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Yeah, so we're just writing down and having a think about what are you keen to learn today. So you can write it in the chat straight away, or write it in your handbook, write it on your notebook, wherever you'd like to jot down your notes. What are you looking to learn from the session today? Got 1 more minute. 30 seconds, and when you have come up with your ideas on what you wanted to learn today, pop them in the chat. We'll have a chat about those ideas, what you're wanting to learn. And as I said, that'll help us keep on track today to ensure that we cover those things that you are keen to learn. And then keep on making some discs in the background, so you can use them either for sticky notes, post-it notes, or for actually on your board today. Time is up. Time flies when you're having fun. So what did we come up with? What were you keen to learn? Pop it in the chat. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Bill, what were your thoughts today? Charlotte, Luke, sorry, Sue and Andrea. Would love to hear your thoughts. We've got did not know what this is, so just learning. Awesome, good on you, Bill. And Bill is one of our prize students that comes along to all of the space and time workshops. So I again thank you, and anybody else that you have there, Bill, to thanks for coming again today. Who else would like to share? What were you keen to learn today about the focus board? Have you done one before? Have you done a vision board before? All right, keep on thinking about what that was that you wanted to learn today, and pop it in the chat when you are ready, and I will continue on as I'm chatting. And also, as I said, keep on making those lists in the background, just so that you're being mindful, we're in the right frame of mind to be choosing these important projects that we have on the list. So one of the things I wanted to talk to you about today and discuss was, why do we have so much on our to-do lists? You know, often when you meet somebody in the street, you'll say, how are you? And they'll say busy. Not really an answer. It's not, is it? But anyway, but interested to know, what are your thoughts? You know, a lot of the time we do have things we have to do. You know, there's work, there's family, there's volunteering, there might be church, there might be all sorts of different things that are a part of your life that make us being, you know, a busy person. So thank you, Charlotte. She said, first time doing a focus board, would like to learn to prioritize appropriately and make realistic goals. Perfect. Let's do that today. So let's have a think about, and Andrea says, I haven't done a vision board or goal board before. Having started my own business, I'm keen to be mindful and set goals so that I'm not wandering aimlessly through the days. Andrea, I love that. That is a great one, because it can be very easy to fill up the day with all sorts of things, because we can come up with all these ideas and people are asking us to do things, or, you know, we have all these commitments. So we want to be really focused so that we can be working on those important things in our lives. So that's perfect, Andrea. Thank you for sharing that. So as we're suggesting here, that all our to-do items and our projects come from lots and lots of different places. And something that I haven't written down here, but always mentioned in our time management workshops, is we only have 137. Is that right? My brain's just broken. We only have, how many hours a week have we got, everyone? It's 24. Where's my calculator? 24 by 7. 168. That sounds better. 168 hours in a week. So we need to sleep at some stage during that time. So we really want to be mindful of getting things done. I understand that some people might be in retirement, or their way is just going with the flow. That is awesome. If that works for you and you are at that place that you can do that, that is really good. But there still might be some fun and craft projects that we want to get done to get on the list. But sometimes we are at such busy points in our lives that we really do need to roll back the expectations on ourselves and just have a small amount of things. Like I've got 12 on my board that I just showed before. So let's be mindful of that. Somebody else has just popped something in the chat. Thank you, Bill. He says 168. That certainly does sound much better. My brain was just went away with the pixies there for a sec. So 168 hours in the week. Let's be very mindful of how we spend that time, so that we can, you know, of course we still have to do the washing, we still have to make dinner for people, we still need to, you know, the household chores, but let's get them done so that then we have some more time to focus on those fun things, whether it's spending time with the family or running around with the dog, or maybe it's spending more time in the business, or scheduling time to do nothing. We've just had holiday time here, of course, in Australia over Christmas. We have quite long breaks. School is out for 6 weeks. And I've just had 3 weeks out of the business while Mary Lou's just helping. Thank you so much. Continuing to run the business while I'm on leave. And I did nothing. I'm on the couch watching cricket for days on end. I'm just got my feet up. I'm and watching some rubbish on television and just going for walks and doing absolutely nothing. So what I would love you to be able to do is continue that sort of holiday vibe throughout the year as well. Let's schedule some time throughout the year so that we are having the downtime that we need to be able to focus on these important projects as we are going forwards. And of course, it's so important to just be able to focusing on a few projects at a time. We can't do everything at once. We can do everything, you know, we're great, we're superhumans, but we can't do it all at once. Let's line it up. Let's get those priorities and just be working on a few things at a time. And of course, as I mentioned, and there's that little heart that I was talking about before, if you did want to find a little, just an image that represents what you're trying to do today, looking at being distracted by new ideas, you know, coming up with these new ideas is the fun part. I come up with hundreds of ideas and just put them on one of my brain dump pages that you can download off of the website, spaceandtime.com.au, and just get all the ideas out of your head. But we don't have to follow through with them. Just because we came up with the idea doesn't mean that we need to follow through. Doesn't mean it's going to make us more money. Doesn't mean it's going to be fun. Doesn't mean it's going to be, you know, intentional and move us towards our goals. So we really want to try and be, as we're saying all the way through this session today, be mindful of what we do put on our to-do list and what we put on our focus board. And what we want to do also is keep focused on our projects by frequently referring to our focus board. So we'll talk a bit more about bringing that to life and bringing the focus board to life. And hopefully with this, you know, being clear and looking at our focus board, then we can start to say no to things as they come up. You know, if something sounds awesome, yeah, go ahead and do it. And you might even replace something. I did tweak my focus board yesterday, so it's more representative of me and my business in 2023 while we're recording this. Rather than add more to the focus board, let's go, okay, well, I'm not so focused on this project this year. I'm going to replace it with something else. So try and keep, again, small number of tasks that we're working on the time. How are you going with your discs? I'd love to hear how many have you done so far? Are you having fun with your pen and your paper and you're going through and you're creating some nice images? Or are you going to just use colored paper? Or are you using Post-it notes? Share with me below in the chat what you are doing for your discs. We'd love to hear from you. So, and also, how did you go completing your 2023 projects page? Now, I haven't printed the updated one, but this is what the projects page is last year's. Mary Lou has updated it and sent it to you guys yesterday. As I mentioned, it's got health, it's got finances. We are going to spend a bit more time on this now, just in case you haven't had a chance to spend time on it. And you might have, you know, 10 things in health, 3 things in finance, and 101 things in business and professional development. So it might not be all evenly distributed through these few things that we have here, the 7 topics, and there might be some other things that you come up with as well to be able to help you put this board together. But I just thought that these areas of our lives can be helpful to be able to put the board together. So in health, you might like to go, I'm going to walk every day. In finances, I'm going to stick to my budget and put a dollar amount in there. Spiritual and community might be something like how many times a week you go to church, or doing other things for yourself, putting yourself first, personal development, relationships, and business, professional and fun. So that was that one. As I said, this is my last year's page that I already had printed. But I hope you had a chance to be able to go through those. I'm just going to read them out again, and then we're going to spend 5 minutes on it. I'm going to give you some time, just in case you haven't got the handout. It's health, finances, spirituality and community, personal development, relationships, business or professional. So if you run your own business or do you work for somebody else, and fun. So I just thought I'd read them out in case you haven't got the printout in front of you. As I said, we're going to spend 5 minutes on that at the moment. And I would like to hear, what have you got on your list? Which category is there one that outweighed the others? And was it easy to choose your top 9? So again, I'm going to put the timer on. Thanks to Andrea. She said she's loving this arts and craft. And thank you, Mary Lou, for the hand out there. If anyone wants to print off that particular page now as we are going, you can do that. So Andrea says, loving the arts and crafts. It's actually quite soothing cutting pics from magazines. I agree. And that, as I said, is the method in the madness of doing it in this way. So again, I'm going to put the timer on and let you spend some time on that projects page, filling out your health, finances, spirituality, personal development, relationships, business, professional, and fun if you haven't had a chance to do it. So I'm going to do it now. The timer is 5 minutes is on. Ask any questions in the chat or call out as we go along as well. But spend some more time now on setting those priorities on what is going to be on your board. And if you have already completed that page, as I said, continue on either tweaking what you think you're going to put on your board, continue to make the discs, but also start to share with us, you know, as some of the answers to those questions there. What did you put on your list? You know, how many things did you write down in each spot? Did one category outweigh the others? And was it easier to choose your top 9? So that's the top 9 projects that you're going to work on for the year. It might be, I'm going to do decluttering, I'm going to build my team, I'm going to earn a certain amount of money per month or something like that. Let me know, what sort of things are you going to put on your focus board? Start to share that in the chat. Now we've got 2.5 minutes to go working on this part. One and a half minutes to go. Love to hear your thoughts in the chat. What have you got on your page? Oops, didn't mean to click there. funny little orange box down the bottom I'm trying to get rid of. Go away, orange box. I might have to unshare for a second, I think. Let's share again. All right, that's better. So what do we got? Oh, go away. Go on. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so what have we got? Have we got 9? Have we got 10? Is there 12? Is there 3? You're going to be very focused and just have a few things on your page. Let us know. Mary Lou would love to hear. Bill, what have you come up with? Charlie, Sue and Andrea, what have you got? As I said, unmute yourself and call out or pop it in the chat so that we can have a discussion. Good on you, Mary Lou. She's got 6. That sounds very reasonable to be able to focus on. And, you know, because we can choose how busy we want our lives to be. 6 sounds like an awesome number. Well, there goes the timer. 5 minutes is up. So yeah, 6 sounds like a great amount of things to be focusing on. Mary Lou, do you want to share just in the chat what sort of things you've got on there? I'm sure you've got family and church, big part of your life. But there might be some other things on there. Those things might be given already, as far as don't even need to put them on the board because they are such an important part and they don't need to be listed. Sue has 7. That sounds great. Love it. We'd love to hear some specifics from you all about what you've put on there specifically, because we're all different and we all have different projects in our lives that we need to spend time on. And also there's different stages of our lives. As I mentioned, there are sometimes very, very busy times in our lives. You know, when you're a young family, you know, putting the kids' shoes on, getting them dressed, making the lunches, doing all these things for them and picking up all their toys, of course, getting them to help along the way. But there are so many jobs to do. It's a busy and a messy time of life. But as you get a bit older, like my boys are older now and they can look after themselves, I have a little bit more time for myself. So it's nice to be at that at that stage to be able to do that. So keep putting your ideas, how many discs have you got, and those other questions that we were talking about as we go along. And as I said, oh, here we go. I just missed, somebody's just put something in. Thank you. Sue says she would like to walk daily, work on family tree. Awesome. That sounds like that might take some time. Good on you. Spend time with the kids and grandkids. I love it. Thank you for sharing. That are super important things. And it's really great to have them there and know that that is your intention. So thank you so much for sharing. If anybody else would love to share what they've got on their boards, please do so in the chat as well as we continue. And as I said, if we don't get this done today, we've still got some time. Not sure how we're going to go and how much more time we'll need today, but please put the time in your diary to complete it either later today or tomorrow and get it done. I'm going to, again, give you another couple of minutes. I'm literally going to put the timer on. If you don't think you're going to get it done today, I'm going to put not 2 hours. That might be a little bit long. 2 minutes is on to get the job done. And what I want you to do in that 2 minutes now is go to your diary, find your paper diary, grab your phone if that's how you schedule your time, and literally put an appointment in with yourself to finish off your focus board if we don't get it done today. You know, I've got you know, of course I've got my calendar here to remind us that we had the session on today, and I wasn't going to miss that. So it's just the same for you guys. Anything that's important should go in your diary or on your online calendar, and keep your commitment to yourself to finish these things off. And we're going to talk a little bit more about using your diary in that way to be able to continue and bring your board into your everyday life. So as I said, the timer is on now for you to put more time in the diary to complete your focus board. And as I said, I would love to see what you have done. when we finish up today. So julie@spaceandtime.com.au. Please email me a copy or text it to me. You'll have my number as well on the correspondence that's been sent out to you. Take a photo, send it through, and then I can help you stay focused on it for the next 12 months as well. It can be, I'll tell you, as I said, about the program that we have specifically put together for that, but also it could be just a casual thing like, here I've done these things, Julie, and I've replaced it with a couple of other things. So I can help be your accountability buddy as well. So really would like you to make that time to finish it off today. So there we go, 8 seconds. Time is up now to put that extra time in your diary to complete the projects page and the focus board. So once it is finished, we'd love for you to put it somewhere in your house so you can see it. I'm going to put mine, it was on the wall, I took it down yesterday. Here is the actual one. I did show you the photo I had taken, but this is the actual physical one. But I'm going to put it on the wall just behind where the computer is, directly behind where the camera is coming from, so I can look at it every day. But again, we will talk in a second about how can we take it off of the wall and into our lives as well. But awesome to have it somewhere where you can see it. It might be the bathroom, the bedroom, anywhere, your office, of course, so that it's front of mind. But I have had people also explain to me that they don't want it on public display, which is fine. And excuse me, jiggling around a bit, I'm trying to find a comfy spot today. I'm moving around. Some people don't like to have it on display because they might have some personal things on that board that they want to discuss with the family or projects they're working on themselves, and they feel a little bit self-confident about that. So that's no problem. It might go inside your wardrobe door or somewhere, doesn't have to be completely and utterly on display for everybody, particularly if it's a personal one for you and your family, or something. Might even be some surprises that you've got written on there that you wouldn't want to hang up and spoil the surprises. So let me know in the chat where you think you'll hang yours so you can find it. Mary Lou, thank you for sharing. She's got health. She wrote, eat healthy foods, exercise daily with my husband. You guys are so good at that. And vitamins daily. I love that, to focus on your health. That's a beautiful one, Mary Lou. So thank you for sharing that. And that was some things that she wrote down in her health box on the projects page. So fantastic. I love it. Focus on health. So as I said, where are you going to hang yours? Let me know. Pop it in the chat below so that we can get some ideas. Maybe something I hadn't thought of. Maybe it's on the back door, on the toilet door. Where I remember, in different families' homes going to, and they have the times tables or the calendar or something on the back of the toilet door because it's front of mind and you spend some time looking at it. So maybe you might like to put your focus board there as well. Let me know what you think. All right, so we're going to talk about the daily maintenance. This is bringing it from the board and into your life. Again, this is just not something fun that we've done on a Saturday morning for an hour or so. It's something that is then going to be a part of your daily life. I'm just going to quickly look at the chat. Beautiful. Mary Lou also says, I have here a small board where I can focus. You're like a pin board, I think, where you can focus and hang it in your computer area where you can see it. Lovely. Oh, yeah, she's got it there, a little board. Beautiful, little pin board. I love it. Thanks, Mary Lou. That's great. So you can just put the board on there and put it where she's doing her work so she can see it every day. Awesome. Thank you again for sharing. So again, we're talking about the daily maintenance. How can we bring it off of the page into our lives? Because these are important projects. We've just decided that. We've written a heap of ideas down. We decided which are the important ones. They might be the ones that make us, to help us choose the priorities. It might be the fun ones. You might want some more fun in your life, or which one's going to make you most money, Or which ones can we do now and others can be delayed a little bit. We might want to get to them later, but they don't have to be done right now. So there are a few different ways that we can help choose those priorities to be able to get them, down to a smaller list here so that we're not doing everything at once. Now, what you can also do as a part of your daily maintenance. Now, I did used to do this for a couple of years in a row. It's fallen off my list lately, but I had a book where I wrote down the projects every day to make my intentions clear to the universe, clear to me and clear to everybody else. And you write them down as though they have already happened. So at the time it was, I am an exceptional keynote speaker. And there was, I interact with my family daily. So I was literally writing them in my notebook. They'll be back behind this little spirals. Well, I can't quite see it in this shot, but it's just back on the board back there. And I would write them in my notebook every morning. So again, it's getting them clear in your head, clear to the universe. These are the things that you are focusing on. So this is another way we can bring it into our lives. It's not just on the wall. These are things that we are working on daily. And when we bring them to mind, we will start to bring about actions and decisions and looking out for things in our lives that will bring these projects forwards. And one of the best things about this focus board, as I said before, we do not take on any other tasks outside of these projects. So we can start saying no. Start saying no to ourselves. No, don't need to come up with any new ideas. No, sorry, I can't help with that project that you're working on because I'm working on my project. Or maybe you might swap a couple of the projects out if something does come up. That's a fabulous opportunity. But if something does come up like, oh, look at that special conference that's coming up, somebody or a craft event or something like that, you could look at your focus board and go, does that, is it in line? Is that thing that person is asking or that new thing that has come up, is that in line with something that's already on my focus board? If the answer is no, well, the answer is no, I'm not able to do it at this time. So you can practice saying no, and it can really help you make those decisions as all these shiny objects come and all these new ideas come to light. So use it as a great way to stay focused and for you to be able to say no so that you can say yes to all the things that are already on your board. And some other ways to stay focused. Well, you can put reminders, one on your phone. I've got a couple here. One says, come to this workshop, of course. And the other one was Wake Charlie. I didn't get my son up before I came online. So I use my reminders in my phone all the time. And also, you might see in the background that I've taken a photo of one of the discs that is a big part of the focus in my life for me and my business at the moment, which is growth. So growth through the team members, growth in the number of people that we are able to help declutter and organize in their homes here in Melbourne. So that every time I want to see what the time is, I can see growth. So you might like to do something like that yourself. You can use reminders in your phone at certain parts of the day that might say, oh, remember to go for a walk, or remember to make time, or you may even like to schedule regular time with the grandkids like Andrea wants to do. So really have definite and clear times in your diary to be able to bring your focus board to life. So as it says there, use the lock screen as well. Choose one or take a photo of your whole board, which however you want to do. And again, every time you pick up your phone, it says growth, or it might say grandkids, or it might say mindfulness. It might be whatever that one thing is that you really want to be focused on this year. So that was two different ideas: scheduling the time in your electronic diary that will send reminders to your phone, but also using the lock screen as a reminder to stay focused. So that's 2 ideas on other ways to be focused. And also know the time of the day that suits you and your energy to work on your projects. I'm a morning person. I'm up early, apart from the last couple of weeks that we've been on holidays, up at 5:40 every morning to go for my walk, do my cool down, have my breakfast, all before anybody gets out of bed. And that's my me time. It's my reflecting time, my meditation time, all to get ready for me to be the best person that I can before I get to my clients in the morning. So as I said, I'm a morning person. You might be later in the afternoon when you're a bit more awake, or you might be an evening person to be able to working on these projects and scheduling that time in your diary to work on these projects. So know yourself there. When is the best time for you? Someone's popped something in the chat. Thank you, Mary Lou. She loves that idea. There was the lock screen or lock screen and the reminders. And Mary Lou knows I can't live without my reminders. They're always getting me to do things. Otherwise, nothing would get done. I'd still be on the couch watching something and wouldn't have even got up. So it really keeps me on task. As soon as those reminders go off, I get stuck into it. All right, and here is another way. We were talking about using electronic reminders and electronic calendar, but you might just have a weekly schedule printed out like this. This is also available on our website as well, the daily planner. You can print that off and literally schedule time in your diary for these important tasks. Again, we're going to put it in and keep that appointment just as though we would keep a doctor's appointment, or your podiatrist or your lawyer. Like, you wouldn't say, oh, no, I'm not coming today. We would absolutely be there and be there on time. So what we want to do as well is prove to ourselves and show ourselves that we are important as well. We want to work on these projects. We want to go for a walk. We want to spend time with the grandkids. We want to do all of these things that we have on our list, be in the garden, whatever it might be. Literally schedule that time so that you've got it, you know when it is. You don't need to worry about it because it's in the diary and you're going to do it, so that we can move forward on these projects. Yes, again, it does seem very structured and rigid. And as I mentioned before, if you are the type of go with the flow person and are at that stage in your life where you can just go with the flow and you'll do it when you want to, good for you. But personally, that's never worked for me. As I said, I'd still be on the couch. I'd still be lying down, doing absolutely nothing. I perhaps would never feel like it. So if I'm having a little bit more structure in my day, and as I said, at those busy stages of your life, when you've got little people, you're running a business, you're doing part-time work, you're volunteering at the school, volunteering at church, all of that stuff, sometimes this scheduled approach is the best way to do it. So get the stuff off of your focus board and into your daily life. All right, I'm just going to have a quick little drink. What other questions have we got, everybody? We've got a little bit more time. We've got plenty more time, but not that much more content. Any other questions? Someone's just put something in the chat. I'll have a look in one sec. Thank you, Mary Lou. She's put the weekly planner link there. So if anyone would like a copy themselves of this weekly planner, please grab it, grab that link, print yourself a copy, print yourself 52 of them. So you've got one for each week this year. Or you could even possibly laminate it and use a whiteboard marker and just use the one. You can just rub it off every week. So there is that weekly planner there in the chat that Mary Lou has put. Thank you very much for that link. All right, so we are also going to talk about our physical surroundings. The business space and time helps people declutter and organize their space and their time at home. So if we want to be doing all of these projects, all of these important things, having time for ourselves, time for family, how are your physical surroundings looking? Are they supporting these things? What little systems and things can we tweak around our home to ensure more of these projects get done? So Mary Lou said she's going to walk every day with her husband, which I know she does already. But if it wasn't something she was already doing, maybe she might come up with a new routine that every night before they go to bed, they put their running gear on the end of the bed so that you literally trip over it as you're getting out of bed and you're ready to go straight for your walk. And I've actually heard of people sleeping in their running gear or their walking gear or their gym gear, because then there's no excuse. You just get out of bed and you go straight to the gym. So what are those other little tweaks that you could tweak in your systems at home to be able to help you get stuff done? So Sue said walk daily, work on family tree, spend time with the kids and grandkids. So if there might be something that she would like to do and tweak at home, so she has the space on the dining room table or for work on the family tree. I'm not sure if she's doing it electronically or looking at research and paperwork. I'm not sure exactly. Sue might be able to tell us. But what other little things can we tweak around the home to make it easier for these projects to get done? Mary Lou was saying about focusing on her healthy eating. So maybe she might like to put a meal plan together every week and sit down and then be able to do the grocery shopping based on that healthy meal plan. So looking at our physical surroundings, the systems in our home, even where we're putting things. Let's put the big bowl of fruit out so that we can reach that if we're hungry when we're trying to have healthy food, rather than having the chips and the snacks and all the other stuff that we don't really want to reach for when we're hungry. Let's tuck that away and behind things so that we can't look at them. So we want to surround ourselves with our newfound clarity. I'll read that sentence again. So think about what you surround yourself with, and with your newfound clarity, ask yourself, is your stuff supporting your newly organized approach to life? So have a look at any other things you might be able to tweak around the home. And don't forget, we've got some declutter coaching programs to be able to support your progress. We've got a 3-week program coming up soon. We'll be able to share that when it's finalized. So we come together each week for an hour and we're talking about our decluttering project. So if you've got stuff around the house, too much stuff that's not supporting you and the things that you put on your focus board, let's get them out of your home. So that you have less stuff around you and more of the things that are supporting you. Okay, thanks, Sue. Awesome. Thank you for your little message there. All the best. And also, as I said, looking at those decluttering programs coming up. So keep an eye on them as well. We're doing paperwork. I'm going to show you that in a second. But really want you to have the best environment around so that we've got no excuses and we've got all the focus on our focus board. All right, we're going to take 5 minutes now as well to complete the commitment chart. So that's one of the last pages in the handout. Page 8. It says, in case you haven't got it in front of you, it looks like this. It says, what are you going to do in the next 15 minutes to help you move towards these goals? So it says on this chart below, list out what you are going to accomplish in the next 15 minutes. Write down what you're going to do in the next hour. Write down what you're going to do in the next 24 hours, 7 days, 14 days, and 30 days, and also what are you going to do in the whole year? So this is your commitment chart. You're making a commitment to, yes, I'm going to bring this focus board to life by doing these things. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to make sure I know where my shoes are so I can go walking tomorrow. I'm going to, call my daughter or daughter-in-law or whoever it might be to arrange time with the grandkids. I'm going to write a meal plan for our healthy meeting. So thank you, Mary Lou. That's all that she's just put in the chat as well. If you haven't got the printout or the handout of what is on the commitment chart, thank you so much for that. So as I said, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to put your commitment chart together. What are you going to do in the next 15 minutes, next hour, 24 hours, 7 days, 14 days, 30 days, and what are you going to do in the next year to bring this focus board to life? Okay, let's get the timer up. Time has started. Let's fill that out. Let's be really committed to bringing this focus board to life. And then I would love to hear what you have put on your commitment chart or your notebook if you haven't got one printed out. Thank you again, Mary Lou, for putting the details in the chat, in the time frame. What are you going to accomplish? We're working on those. Awesome. Mary Lou has just sent me a text, a message in Messenger. She's already got her focus board on her lock screen. So nice idea. She's got it in there. It's ready to go. She's going to be able to see that every time she wants to know what the time is. Her lock screen says, I will do this. So good on you. Thank you very much. I'm glad that that was helpful. And I'm sure other people have found different bits of this workshop helpful. Would love to hear from you in relation to that as well. So tell me about your commitment chart. Please put it in the chat. We've still got 2.5 minutes left of this segment. And also, what have you enjoyed most about the session today? What's been most helpful? What's something new? What's something you're going to use going forward? About 1 more minute. And if you've done all these bits that we've been talking about, keep making your discs. If anybody's done some already, love to see them as well. If you'd like to take a photo and pop it in an email to me and let me know, and I'll have a little looky look. Or pop it in the chat yourself. I think you should be able to do that. Put it in the chat so everybody can see it. Because we always get inspired by seeing what other people do. It's like, oh, I hadn't thought about doing it that way. and people can learn from each other. That's why these workshops are always so wonderful and having everybody's participation. So I can share my knowledge, but then everybody else can help share and teach people as well. So 30 more seconds looking at this commitment chart. And so what are you going to do? What are you going to accomplish to bring your focus board to life? Bring it into your daily life. All right, don't forget to share those thoughts. What have you got on your commitment chart? What are you going to do in the time frame? And also, what have been your highlights for today? What have you enjoyed most? Share. Mary Lou has already shared to say that she loved the locked screen idea. So every time she picks up her phone now, that's going to remind her of all those awesome things she has on her focus board. We'd love to hear what your aha moment or your highlights have been. Pop it in the chat. And we'll continue on as well while you're finishing off your focus boards, and also letting me know what your highlights are, and also your commitment chart. Again, hopefully when we set that 2 minutes a little while ago to complete it, if you haven't already done so, we'd love to see your final board. And it is a work in progress. Like I said, I did mine and tweaked it yesterday. So it's not always set in stone, but again, it just gives us a few less things to think about. All right, so today, in summary, has been a process of being mindful of all where our to-dos come from. Why are we so busy? Why are we running around? How come we're not moving towards our goals? So we wanted to be more focused and looking forward at just a smaller amount of projects at a time, so we can really move on those ones and not just have 100 of them that are too overwhelming. So we want to stay focused and make time in the diary to work on your projects every day. Don't forget, Mary Lou had put that link to the daily planner, or the weekly planner, sorry, in the link, so in the chat, so you could go back to that if you would like to download that. And then you've got a real good, clear place to write down where you're going to spend time on these projects. So put your work in, put the kids' activities in, put all your, any other commitment you've got in there as well, and these projects. Also, I mentioned the idea of writing down your projects on a notebook as though they had already happened. Remember, I said I used to do that in the mornings. I think I'll have a good think about getting back to doing that. I am an exceptional mum. I am an exceptional public speaker. I spend time with my family daily. As I was saying, you write them as though they had already happened, so that it's being clear to yourself and the universe, I'm going to do these things, or I have already done them. And you start to find things in your life that will really help you in relation to that when you're being clear on those intentions. So writing them down daily and keep them front of your mind. Looking at, thank you, Andrea. She said, I like the idea of putting a note in your diary or the planner each day to make sure I accomplish 1 or 2 of my goals. Perfect. Love it. Good on you. And I look forward to hearing how that goes, Andrea. Again, there's a very sensible amount of things. She's just going to do 1 or 2 every day, not all of them, not 50 of them. 1 or 2, so she can move forward on some of the things that she has on her focus board. Thanks, Andrea, for sharing. That's awesome. So as I promised, I wanted to tell you about some more ways that you can be involved in what we're doing here at Space and Time to keep you focused. So we have a 6-week program that's a one-on-one program that you can do yourself with me at any time going forwards. So it's 1 hour every week, just with me, focus on you and your you and your goals. So let's spend an hour on Zoom. So we'll find a time that works no matter where you are to be able to look at those. If you had difficulty putting this together, we can even go right back to the start and come up with those priorities and then really be working on them every week. You also get a 15-minute phone call with me each week. Again, we would find a time that would suit you to do that. Really stay accountable and moving towards these goals. And I have run this session, actually, we're just doing the same session, just focusing solely on your business. So if you do run your own business, I think Andrea said she does, we could run it again, or we could go through just solely on your business, if you're running it yourself, through this 6-week program as well. So we could, really get in close and focus about those important things in your business. Looking at also as a part of this week's 6-week program, that phone call I said, a workbook and a 30-day checklist, and a private Facebook group. And Mary Lou has just put also a link in the chat for a clarity call. If you'd like to know more about this, please make a time and have a chat about this 6-week program, normally valued at $1,529 for this 6-week program, but for special for you guys today is $897 one-on-one, an hour each week. So it would be awesome, as I said, for a small business owner or a big business owner, if you've got lots of people that report to you and you're having trouble staying focused on task, make some time with me to be able to work on this program. And there is a link to purchase that program that Mary Lou has put in the chat. You can follow that now, or if you'd like to talk about it, follow that 15 minutes clarity call link. So that's all about 6 weeks to get focused program. But we've also got just some decluttering workshops. We were talking before about let's get our home environments conducive to getting these projects done. Maybe something that's holding you back is your paperwork. So Thursday, the 19th of January, which is Thursday week. Oh, it's next week. On Thursday at 10 o'clock Melbourne time, that's Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Come along and join the session. If you can't make it, please register and we'll send you the recording. Again, Mary Lou has just put the link to register through Eventbrite for paperwork decluttering. That's in the chat now. So please come along if you're struggling with your paperwork, because that might be holding you back from doing all sorts of things, not just the things that are on your focus board, but lots of things in your life. And the other one that we've already got scheduled in the next couple of weeks is decluttering your utility cupboard or your linen press, where you keep all your blankets and your towels. There might be something else you call it, whichever part of the world you're in. Tell me if you call it something else. I call it a linen press. Some people call it a linen cupboard, linen closet. But come along if you've got too much stuff there as well. Again, that might be holding you back. Too much stuff is hard to manage. So let's let go of some things you no longer need, which frees up more time to be working on these important projects on your focus board. So thank you so much. As I said, if you want clarification on any of these programs that I've been talking about, make a call. No, I'll make the call. Make a time through that 15-minute clarity call. Mary Lou has put the Calendly link in there so that you can book a time in the diary. I'll give you a call on Zoom and we can have a chat to see if you're interested in doing that 6-week program in particular, so that we can help you continue along your focus journey. So we've still got a little bit of time. We've done awesome. But I don't want to overstay my welcome, but I am going to stop the share. all of the details are still in the chat. You can save the chat on the way out. If you open up the chat box, go to the little 3 dots on the bottom right hand corner where it says more. You can save chat. If you wanted to keep all of those links, you are welcome to save the chat. I'm going to stop my share. And please tell me before you go, what was your favorite part of the session today? Would really love to hear that. Or was there something that we didn't cover that you think I could cover next time? Please let me know that as well so we can improve. We've run this session quite a few times online, and I do run it also in person. As I said, we'd love to hear your feedback on how it has gone today, how we can improve it, and also what have been the best bits of it. Please keep in touch. We'd love to see how your finished board looks in the end, but also how you go on your progress. Let me know if you come across any stumbling blocks, if you ran out of motivation at any time. Don't forget to keep up with the different workshops that we're doing. I think you're all on our email list, so we will drop you a note when the next sessions are coming up, and would love to have you at the next sessions. Any final questions or thoughts as we wrap up? Thanks, Mary Lou. She says, I love the whole process. Thank you. Love the focus board, love writing down the 2023 projects, and thanks for the tips. You are welcome, Mary Lou. Thank you for coming on your day off. And early in the morning, you're 3 hours behind us at the moment. So it's still only very early in the morning there. So I appreciate you getting up and participating with us. Really is great. Saves me from doing too many things at once. Bill, thank you. And anybody else that you have with you today. Always great to have your company. Andrea says, thanks for sharing your knowledge and guiding us through the process. A great way to kick off the new year. I agree. And that is why this is the first session of the year, because I really think it helps shape what we want to do going forwards. Now we can make decisions based on that. And hopefully that will help us with our decluttering and organizing in the home as well. Keep in touch, as I said, send me your final board, send me any thoughts on the session. You can just reply to the email that we sent out yesterday as the reminder. But I do look forward to seeing you at our next sessions coming up. Bye for now. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Mary Lou. Thanks, Bill. Thanks, Charlie. And thank you, Andrea. Okay. Oh, lovely. Thank you. One last note from Charlie. Thanks, Julie. I enjoyed putting my goals on paper to clear my mind. I think it was, where are we? And can now implement the processes to achieve them. Awesome. I agree. I am going to stop sharing and look forward to seeing everybody soon. Bye for now.